1, 2, 3, come on!
Hi, I'm Teacher Giovanni and welcome to Math TV Lessons channel. Today, most of the people loves to buy something but never loves to save money, and that is very sad reality that makes them fall into credits and 5, 6 and whatsoever. Because most of the people is lacking of what we call monetary management. We don't know how to budget our money. Most of us, after receiving the salary, we go to the mall and buy something, buy anything we want, and go home with nothing left of the salary. And that is very wrong way. We are doing the wrong way, right? So why I'm telling here today, because management of money or budgeting your money deals with what we call percentage, rate, and base. And that is not just budgeting your money, but there are many situations in our life that we need to understand about percentage, base, and rate. So let's not make it long. I know that you're so excited to learn today, so let's go. Let's start our lesson.
Our topic today is finding the percentage, rate, or base in a given problem. In this time of pandemic, people engage in different activities to earn a living, like buying and selling foods, and selling plants online, and many more. Even though they are just small businesses, sellers need to know how to compute for them to gain. As customers, we should also be vigilant with the prices if they are too high or not. Knowing the elements used in solving percent problems and how to compute them is the best tool to become wise sellers and customers. What are the elements used in solving percent problems? We have percentage. Percentage is the number that represents a part of the whole. We have base. Base is the number that represents the whole. And lastly, we have rate. Rate is the number compared to 100 and has percent sign. Example, 50% of 20 is 10, in which 50% here is the rate, 20 is the base, and 10 is the percentage. We sometimes confused the difference between the base and percentage. Based from this, 50% of 20 is 10. If we are going to understand, 20 here represent a whole, while 10 here represent a part of a whole. If we are going to go back to our definition, base is the number that represents the whole. So that is 20. And percentage is the number that represents a part of the whole. So number 10 here is just part of 20, which is 50% of 20. What is the basic formula in solving percent problem? We have this P equals B times R, or percentage equals the base times the rate. How about the formulas in finding the base and the rate? We can derive a formula of base and rate through this basic formula, which is percentage equals the base times the rate. For example, you are going to find for the base. All you have to do here is to divide both terms, the terms in the left side of the equal sign and the terms in the right side of the equal sign. Since we are going to find the formula of the base, we are going to divide both terms by the rate. So this will be base times the rate divided by the rate. What you did in the first side, you will do also in the other side. So you are going to divide P by R, or percentage by rate. So this will be percentage divided by the rate equals base times the rate over the rate. So base times the rate divided by the rate equals base. So we are going to cancel rate here. So what remains is percentage over the rate equals the base. Or the formula in finding the base is percentage divided by the rate. What if we are going to find the formula of rate? The same way, we are going to divide the terms, but this time we are going to divide it by the base. So, percentage divided by the base equals base times rate divided by the base. We are going to cancel the base. What remains is the rate. And this will be percentage over the base equals the rate. Or rate equals percentage over the base. And that is the formula in finding the rate. Or you can also use triangle technique like this, in which on top of the triangle will be the percentage and the bottoms are base and the rate. This means that percentage equals base times the rate. Or if you are going to find the base, this will be percentage over the rate. And the other hand, if you want to find the rate, we are going to divide percentage by the base. Here are some examples on how to find rate, percentage, and base. Let's have problem number 1. Ador sliced a cake in 8 equal parts. He ate 25% of the cake. How many slices of cake did he eat? Let's find out what is asked in the problem, whether it is percentage, base, or rate. But before that, let us analyze the problem. And let's speak out the given facts. Let's go back to the problem. Ador sliced a cake into 8 equal parts. What does 8 here represent? Is it percentage, base, or rate? Okay, this is the base. The base here is 8. And then he ate 25% of the cake. 25% is, that is the rate. So we have the base, we have the rate. So what is unknown is the percentage. So what are we going to do here? We are going to use the formula in finding the percentage, which is P equals B times R. So this will be percentage equals base times the rate. So the base here is 8 and the rate is 25%. So that will be 8 times 25%. There are many ways to find a percentage. We can use the fractional form or the decimal form. Let's start first in fractional form. So 8 times 25% will become 8 times 25 over 100. Remember that percent here means per hundreds or over 100. So this will be 25 over 100. So 8 times 25 over 100. Since 8 here is a whole number, we are going to over it by 1 so that all the terms will become fractions. So 8 over 1 times 25 over 100. You can use the cancellation method or just simply multiply them. We can change 25% over 100 to 1/4 if you like it. But we can also multiply them directly. So let's try. 8 times 25 is 200. Then 1 times 100 is 100. So that will be 200 over 100. Remember that a fraction bar represents division. So we are going to divide 200 divided by 100. That is 2. So our percentage here is 2. So it means that 25% of 8 is 2. So our final answer is Ador ate 2 slices of cake. Let's try the other way. Let's use the decimal form. So percentage equals base times the rate. The same way, the base here is 8 times 25%. Remember that 25% in decimal is 25 hundredths or 0.25. If we are going to multiply 8 times 0.25, that is 5 times 8, that is 40. 2 times 8 is 16. We are going to add. Bring down 0. 4 plus 6, that is 10. Bring down 0, carry 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So remember that we have 2 decimal places. Let's count 2 decimal places in our product. So 1, 2. So that is 2.00 or 2. So the percentage is 2. Let's have problem number 2. Janice spent 4 hours studying and making her project. What percent of the day did she spend for studying and making her project? Let's find out what are the given. Janice spent 4 hours studying and making her project. So 4 hours here, what does represent? Is it the percentage, the base, or the rate? Okay, so 4 here is the percentage because it is just part of 24 hours. Because the question is, what percent of the day? Meaning that 1 day is equivalent to 24 hours. So 4 hours here is just part of 24 hours. So 4 is the percentage. So what is our next given? That is a day. What is a day here? That is our base. Remember that 1 day is equivalent to 24 hours. We need to convert 1 day to hours because our percentage is in hours. Remember that you need to use the same units in your percentage and base to have an accurate answer. So what is the unknown here is the rate. And it is very obvious in the question, what percent? So the formula that we are going to use here is the rate. So what is the formula in finding the rate? That is percentage over the base. So what is the percentage is 4 over 24. So we have to divide. 4 divided by 24. Of course, you cannot easily divide because 4 is smaller than 24. So what you are going to do? You need to put decimal point after 4 and then add 1 0. And you are going to affix the decimal point in your quotient, which is aligned to the decimal point in your dividend. So that is 40 divided by 24. So we can now divide because 40 is bigger than 24. So 40 divided by 24 is 1. 1 times 24 is 24. 40 minus 24. So 0 minus 4 cannot. We have to borrow 1/10 from the 4. So that will be 10. And 4 becomes 3. So 10 minus 4 is 6. And 3 minus 2 is 1. That is 16. 16 divided by 24 cannot be. So we have to add another 0. And then bring down. This will be 160 divided by 24 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. Then 2. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. 160 minus 144. So 0 will become 10. And 6 here will become 5. So 10 minus 4 is 6. 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. We are going to add another 0 again. So bring down, still 160. So 160 divided by 24, that is 6. 6 times 24, that is 144. And then we are going to subtract, that is, again, 16. So 160 minus 144 is 16. As you can see, our remainder here is repeating. So in this case, we need to stop. So the answer is 0.1666 and so on and so forth.
So what you are going to do here is to convert it into percent. How are you going to convert it into percent? You need to multiply your quotient by 100. So 0.166 times 100. So that will be 16.6. And if we are going to convert it into a whole number, we are going to round it off to the nearest whole number. So let's look at the digits in our ones place value, that is 6, and the digits also to its right, which is also 6. If the digit to its right is more than 4 or it belongs to 5 to 9, means we are going to add 1 to the digit to be rounded off. So 16 here will become 17. So that is 17%. So 4 hours is 17% of 24 hours. So the final answer is Janice spent 17% of the day for studying and making her project. Another example, Pauline gave Emily 2 paper dolls. That was 20% of her dolls. How many paper dolls did Pauline have at first? Let's find out the given. We have here 2 paper dolls and 20% of her dolls. What does 2 paper dolls here represent? Is it the percentage, the base, or the rate? In order to answer that, you need to read the next statement, which is that was 20% of her dolls. So it means these 2 paper dolls here is just 20% of her dolls. So it means 2 here is percentage. And of course, it is very obvious that 20% is our rate. So what is the unknown is the base. Since the base is the unknown, we need to use the formula in finding the base. That is, base equals percentage over the rate. Our percentage here is 2 and the rate is 20%. We have to divide 2 by 20%. But before that, we have to convert 20% to decimal. That will be 0.2 or 2 tenths. This will become 2 over 2 tenths. And then we are going to divide 2 divided by 2 tenths. But remember, you cannot easily divide a number with a decimal in our divisor. We have to make it a whole number by moving the decimal point to the right. We will move it once. That is 2. And what will we do in our dividend? We also need to move the decimal point in our dividend. But here, maybe you ask, there is no decimal point, sir, because this is a whole number. Remember that a decimal point of a whole number is right after a number. It is invisible. Like this, and we also move the decimal point to the right. And then, there is no digit to its right, so we have to put 0. So our new equation is 20 divided by 2. So 20 divided by 2 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. 20 minus 20 is 0. So our final answer is 10. So it means that 2 here is 20% of 10. We are now done with our examples, so let's have a short review. For you to easily remember the formulas in finding the percentage, rate, or base, think of this triangle technique or techan's technique. It looks like this. When P means percentage is unknown, multiply the base and the rate. When B or the base is unknown, we have to divide percentage by the rate. When the rate is unknown, we have to divide percentage by the base. Okay, so we are now done with our topic about percentage, base, and rate. And I hope that you will never forget the formula in finding the rate, finding the base, and finding the percentage. Not only this, but also its application in our daily life, because this is really very important. And I'm teacher Giovanni once again saying that math is minds. Math is not a difficult subject if you're willing to learn. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye bye.